Hello, welcome to my house. I am Marshal Myers, author of the Library of Lamathrath, and today I am here with Heidi Moore of Unite Our Voices to talk about my new book, The Vigilante, and how it impacts the special needs community.
Well, Marshall, I'm excited to be here today and to help with whatever questions you have regarding individuals with special needs.
Alright, basically, the book is sort of semi-autobiographical. For those of you who don't know, in my book, I take a Christian perspective on the multiverse, and basically in the center of all universes there is this library, and this monk who, like the Watchers in the Highlander series, can observe and record everything that's going on in all the different worlds, but he never interferes. And in this book that I'm working on currently, there are a group of special needs people who I don't really come out and say it right away, but they are basically autistic, and they're being autistic through drinking the draught of Tet, which is basically a magic water, enables them to travel in between universes.
Sounds interesting. Sounds very interesting.
And like I said, you probably saw in my interview with the George Center that the George Center basically saved me from almost what will become self-injurious depression. And basically it was my work in that field with them that brought me to want to write this book. Not this book specifically, but just turn this book into something that would help the special needs community.
Well, you know, Marshall, I'm so amazed by you and everything that you stand for. Not only having your own physical disability, but being able to advocate for other individuals with disabilities is just amazing for me. And I think the work that you're doing in this book is really going to help others that don't necessarily understand disabilities in a different way. And see it in a beautiful way.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, it's a gift. Like their ability to travel between universes, that's a gift. And also, it helps, what was I going to say? It helps, oh yes, they are starting to have, in this day and age, dolls and American Girl dolls in wheelchairs. Right. I just saw, and I believe I shared a video with you of a girl who was an amputee like my mom and had a doll made of her that was an amputee. Right. And I say, why not fantasy? Why can't fantasy and science fiction have individuals with special needs? For example, the abbot of the monastery that keeps watch over the savants, he's just in the latter part of the book, and it doesn't really get into autism until the later part of the book, but he is actually in a wheelchair. He's a cripple, so that also helps too. And also, it's kind of interesting, but the people, I'm doing a little bit of music therapy in this thing, and putting in traditional songs, my version of music therapy. It's actually kind of weird, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, Jamie, but I probably know more about folk music and the history of folk music than you even do.
I bet you do, Marshall.
And so I put in traditional songs like Egil, the guy that becomes the vigilante. Basically, it's a journey from agnosticism to faith. And his mom, when he's a little kid, his mom sings traditional hymns and traditional sea shanties and work songs and stuff to him. And also, that comes to play in later in the book. And this book is going to be a whole entire series about them jumping from into different universes. And actually, I have 3 characters based off of my friends at the George Center. Actually, if you don't know, Jamie used to be friends, quote unquote, with a princess at Disney. Yeah. And so I call.
And we're big Disney buffs too.
And I call her BJ, for Belle Jamie. And I actually I have a character whose name is Bella Jessica, who they call BJ, and she becomes kind of like the spiritual conscience of the group. She's a priestess, and she actually saves Eggleshe from committing suicide one time. And it actually, the greatest way that I can, I mean, even when I was in high school, the greatest way that I could honor any of my friends would be to put them into a story. So that's what I did.
That's awesome. And Jamie's such an amazing music therapist and friend of so many. And
Yeah. She really is my angel, really is my angel.
well, I know she's Jacob's angel. Jacob's my son with Down syndrome and autism and a cancer survivor. So
yeah, my mom is a cancer survivor as well. And
music's always been, I don't know, Marshall, if you know this, but Jacob's been getting music therapy since he was 3 months old. Every week of his life for 16 years, he's been getting music therapy. And it's helped him, and I know you could appreciate this, not only with the medical side of his life and getting through a lot of medical issues and pain management during cancer treatment, but just loving music and being able to communicate through music and work on his behaviors, because he has a few little behaviors because of autism, and just overall his developmental delay. And music's just a beautiful way.
Actually, can I say, I can't mention any names because we're not related to them, but basically I have a character that is based off of one of my friends, one of my helped friends at the George Center, and Jamie, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, it's Flashlight Go Boom. So,
Flashlight Go Boom.
That chucked the flashlight all in the middle of the performance.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah. And basically, I envision her as a teenager that is the most gifted of all of Abbott Aderly's students. And basically, she softens Eggleshe at first. He's on the trail of vengeance to Lamathrath for the death of his father. He blames Lamathrath for the death of his father, so he's actually on a quest to destroy the library, but through Bella Jessica and the character's name is Shannon, influence, he comes to basically give up vengeance, and he still wants answers at the end of the book, but he has given up vengeance, at least for a time. And it's basically like a journey from agnosticism to faith. And Jamie and the people at the George Center restored my faith in myself, and a lot of my faith in God as well. So that's basically what it is.
Well, it's amazing. It's an amazing journey, and for you to share it in such a beautiful way through your writing, I think you're going to continue to inspire others to at least acknowledge if they're going through depression or having difficult issues and being able to do something about it in a productive way. And
yeah,
I think that's what you're able to do.
And
with this.
Actually, it was my sort of one thing I'll say, and then we can wrap this up. But basically, it's an autobiographical novel because for most of the novel until. You see, I wrote the end before I wrote the beginning, and so now I'm just filling in Eggleshe's backstory of his growing up and him becoming basically a gunslinger and a warrior and stuff like that. But basically, for most of the book now, all he wants is vengeance, but all he has in his heart is hate and vengeance, and that was kind of like me. I was very hurt at people that had hurt me before in my life, and Jamie, just the music, her music, for lack of a better word, and I don't mean to sound too religious here, but it's anointed, really it is, and just like I told Tasia in my interview with her, it's not the music itself, it's the spirit of the music, even if it's silly, and basically, just like Bella Jessica and Shannon heal Eggleshe's heart, they've healed my heart. And I want to do this sort of as a way of saying thank you.
Well, do you have any particular questions for me regarding autism and the impact it's had on our lives? Do you want me to talk about that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, I mean, some of the things that we've observed over the years with my son is not only was he born with Down syndrome, but he was diagnosed with autism at the age of 5. was he just had a really hard time with schedules. And
I
not
do too. It's part of
anxiety.
being OCD. It's part
Yeah,
of being
it's
OCD,
obsessive
yeah.
compulsiveness. And for him, he has severe anxiety if he doesn't know what's going to happen next. And so what happens is he thinks things are going to last forever because he doesn't have the concept of time. And so we have to write out schedules. We have to be very observant of him, that he doesn't get too wound up too quickly about an issue, and get him to calm down and how to regulate. But the obsessive compulsiveness is one of the more difficult things we have to deal with. I know you've been around it before in all the books.
I'm obsessive compulsive. I'm more on the worrying side.
Yeah.
And actually, I've had bad experiences with things in my high school with my high school friends. Like, did I do anything? Did I do anything? Did I do anything? And for a while, that was a little bit of a troll at the George Center, and they were kind of didn't know what to make of me for a while, because I was always like, did I do anything? Did I offend you? Did I offend you? Did I do anything?
Well, you wanna, and I think everybody feels that way to an extent. They want to be helpful, they want to be involved, they want to be included, and they want to make people happy. And but I think individuals with autism in particular kind of take it to an extreme at times. And some of his other things is sensory, where he has a hard time sensory, like loud noises at times, or touching.
Yeah, I'm
like
brontophobic. I don't do
Yeah.
well with loud noises either.
Yeah, or even like walking on the beach. The sand, he doesn't walk on the beach with he has to have his socks on because he doesn't like the sand. Tactile, and that's why he had feeding issues, is because he had a lot of intolerance in his mouth and didn't like certain textures. But the beautiful part about it is if you get the right support, caregiver support, and you get the right services like music therapy or whatever your child likes, or in our case, we're still getting physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, behavior therapy. It does work. And I think the bigger thing that people need to recognize with individuals with autism is to don't give up on them, to continue to work towards the things, look for the things that they love, and then go that direction and help them.
And that's the thing. I don't want to give too much away, but actually, I had a part of the chapter right before he meets the prioress where he actually. I don't want to make this sound good because bad, but he actually murders one of the
I don't know if murder's ever good.
One of the kids with autism, but the thing is, she gets resurrected because her consciousness actually transfers into him for a while. It's kind of like that Steve Martin movie, All of Me, and for a while he starts perseverating, and it's like part of his mind is like, why am I thinking like this? Why am I thinking like this? And that's why he almost commits her consciousness from him and puts it into a garden statue, actually. So it's kind of like a reverse Pinocchio. So,
I can see that.
And that's just the last two chapters of the book. So I'm not giving too much away, but anyway.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited for you, and I'm excited the doors you're going to open through your writing.
It'll probably be a few more months before the rough draft is completed, but at that time, I think I will have done such a good enough job. Before, I've driven my parents absolutely nuts with publication dates and stuff like that. But they said, we'll take a chance on you. If this book is good enough, we will publish it. So.
Wow, that's exciting.
So well, thank you so much for
thank you, Marshall,
for meeting with me, and I think that the people in my special needs community as well as the George Center will really enjoy this. So, Jamie, Tasia, Andrea, everybody at the George Center, Colin, I love you all, and thank you for all that you've done for me. And this is a book for you guys. So
thank you.